It's gold-ish.
Yeah.
Do you think that'll help you keep from
Oh, yeah.
breaking it? You know that like if you buy something nice, you'll like take better care of it, or do you think you're more likely to break it?
I'm more likely to break it. Yeah, it's the same thing with sunglasses.
Grip or not. Like,
Yeah.
you can have fancy grip. It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. I got like $100 pair of Oakley sunglasses in like
Sat on 'em that
98 or
day.
something. Yeah, lasted a month. Ever since then, $10 glasses. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and then I know I
Yeah.
won't break them.
I'm a huge fan of $10 glasses.
Oh, yeah. No, it's the best. Okay, I guess we are live. Hello, everyone. This is Trends with Benefits. This is our weekly podcast where we gather a roundtable of experts to talk about the tech topics of the day and anything else that comes up. We've got a bunch of things we're going to get to today, including talking about the SpaceX explosion that happened. No one died. Spoilers. But we're going to talk about Twitter and possibly the streaming NFL packages that are coming out, some things from IFA and the Apple iPhone rumors. But while we're doing this, we want to hear your comments. If you're watching via YouTube, go ahead and pop in there. Let us know what you want to talk about. My name is Greg Nibbler. I'm your host. And let's meet our guests for the day. To my right.
My name is Rick Stella. I'm one of the staff writers here for DT.
Excellent. And first time on the show, we have...
My name is Ashley Salter. I'm the marketing manager here at DT.
Fantastic. And Brad?
I am Brad Burke, and I write about computers.
Excellent. Okay, that is straight to the point.
Computers, what's that?
Yeah.
It's sort of it's hard to explain. Let's not get into it.
Oh, okay.
That's a
We don't have
topic
enough time.
for another show. All right. Well, we've got a lot of stuff to get to. And Ashley, I know you had something you wanted to bring up that you said before we started, but maybe we can get to that.
Putting you on the spot.
You
Your
said,
first
you
show.
said, yeah, I'm throwing you.
It was, yeah, I mean,
I'm throwing it under the bus. Okay,
Can go there.
we'll come back to it. But let's get to the big thing right here today that we wanted to get to right off the bat, and it has to do with something that's happening less than a week from today, and it is the big iPhone announcement, or we presume iPhone announcement from Apple on September 7th. Apple always is, when they have these events, they build up a lot of tension. Things get leaked out or things don't get leaked out. Everybody starts speculating. The internet goes crazy, but it's pretty much confirmed that they're going to have a new Apple iPhone 7 and the 7 Plus is going to be coming out. Now, the rumors with these are kind of hilarious, the different ones that come out in different sites. There were some posts from China, of course, where that seems to be where a lot of the rumors start. Somebody posted a picture that they claim are the actual iPhones. We have that picture, I think, if you're watching via YouTube. No, you don't.
Psych.
If you can hand me that thing, I'll send that over to you. But there's just different things that'll come out where people will claim that they know what's going on. They have the inside scoop. And there are a few things that it does seem like are actually going to happen based on the rumors that we've seen. And the main one is that the new iPhones will no longer have the regular headphone jack, the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, which we've seen this enough places. I think everybody's pretty much agreeing that that's going to happen. If you're placing bets in Vegas, that would be one of them. And that they're going to now have the Lightning adapter, which will plug in just for iPhones, which part of the reason I think this one is true, because it sounds like such an Apple thing to do, to make it where you have to have exactly their product. They can sell you all these side products, and that's how you're going to get into it. What are you guys' thoughts on the Lightning jack? Do you like that idea? I mean, do you get rid of your other ones? It's probably less interference.
I'm going to throw a curveball in here, and this is kind of a left field speculation, I think, but I don't think it's going to be a Lightning. I think it's going to be a USB Type-C.
Okay.
Apple has been facing a lot of pressure in the EU because of their adapter and their Lightning adapter, which is a proprietary adapter, and they're going to have to stop doing that in other parts of the world than America. That's like very clear that if they're either going to have to provide an adapter or do something else. But if they switch to USB Type-C, which they've done on their computers a lot, and they're going to do, I think, more, they can still do what they want to do, which is get people to buy adapters, get people to buy products from them that have USB Type-C, but they can also avoid any issues of antitrust and things like that by actually putting a real connection on their phone that's still, again, like they can still sell $50 adapters.
Yeah, they still...
I don't know if anyone else is saying that, but I think that this is a clear issue that they're going to be facing if they try and go this, like, everything is Lightning route.
Okay, this is a Brad exclusive right here. Put that.
Breaking
Vegas
news.
just changed their odds
right.
on things. But no, I mean, that makes a good point. If they want to have something they can market everywhere. Although Apple... they've never really conformed to a lot of that. I could also see them just putting out different versions. Just people will buy it no matter what. People will buy anything they have. I mean, what do they have for capital? Like $250 billion or something sitting around. Like they don't care. Mm-hmm. They know that you're going to buy their product. But I don't know. Would this dissuade you guys from buying it? Like, Ashley, what do you think?
Yeah, everything. I mean, I've got my trusty iPhone 6 S, I think. And I threw this thing in the washing machine by accident, by the way. We were talking about your non-waterproof phone.
And,
And it came back to life. So yeah, I mean,
Wow.
I don't need a new phone yet, right? So,
So
now
my
that I've
$40
said that,
phone is not quite as good as that. I
Right,
understand
now-
what you're saying.
now that I've said that, Apple's gonna like go hack my phone or something and make me need a new one. But yeah, I'm in no hurry to go get the new iPhone 7. Also because I keep hearing that whatever's going to happen in 2017 is going to be where we're going to see the bigger changes in the iPhone, because up until this point, like the iPhone's pretty much just been the same phone regurgitated over and over again.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd probably just wait a little.
Okay. All right. We'd have some people listening in right here, and we've got Caleb who's tuning in, and Caleb asks if Ashley thinks DSD is better than FLAC.
Caleb, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, all right.
Caleb's
That
a
would-
long-time
that would just
listener,
didn't-
too. Shout out to Caleb.
Yeah, shout out to Caleb. You know, he's one of our special guys that tunes in. We've got also Rich is saying the iPhone 7 rumored to not support voice calling. So
Oh,
that is-
wow.
that is
That might be something Apple would do too if we were talking about
Yeah,
it.
just
If
to
they
be
throw
weird
a
about it?
curveball. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
okay. Let's see, a bunch of
This is podcast sponsored by Coke. Drew, another
Yeah.
long-time
No.
listener.
Yeah,
This
sure.
isn't Coca-Cola.
trolling is always a problem on the internet, and there's not something that we can really control. So
Pepsi
you know,
asked how to get on this
never know.
podcast. Start making beer.
Oh yeah, that's right. We are drinking beer here. All right, some other rumors that are coming out with this: the thinner design, better water resistance. Which why can't they just make the damn thing waterproof? I mean, we know
Well, they
the
kind of
technology
did
there.
use the
I
bag of
mean-
rice.
I guess
trick,
yeah,
or
yeah, the bag of rice, yeah.
the bag of rice myth, maybe.
No, I think it's a myth, but I didn't. I just kind of let it sit, and I left it alone for 3 days. I did, in the interim, have to go buy a really cheap, annoying Windows phone. But
Oh, you
Hey,
have
we just went off the air. I don't know
yeah,
what happened.
I mean, actually, it served its purpose.
Yeah.
But I had to. That was going to be my like interim phone until I figured out if this was going to come back to life or not. But it did. So hey, you can throw this in the washing machine.
I thought it was going to be your like into the wild moment where you didn't have a phone for 3 days and you're like,
Oh.
I felt connected with nature. I was like really in tune with my friends.
No,
around me.
absolutely
you
not.
had to get a phone. Yeah. Okay.
How did you like the Windows phone? That
I
treats you
mean,
pretty well.
it was okay. I think getting to figure it out was fine. I don't know.
It kind of lacks apps. I played with the 950
Yeah.
XL, and that was sort of like, not to get too off topic, but they were just like, there aren't apps for things.
Right.
Okay. Well, so nothing so far seems to persuade you to go for the iPhone 7. What if it came in black or blue?
Well,
Oh,
I did
what?
hear that.
It looks like it says a black and blue option, which
Black-
is funny because
Oh.
they never invite us to
Jeez.
anything, but they're kind of shouting us out a little bit by giving the DT
Right,
exclusive
the
black and
DT
blue phone.
The
Yeah.
DT version.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's possible. I mean,
Sold. Yeah, done.
Done.
well, pre-orders supposedly start on the 9th for the phone. This is another, again, rumor. It's going to be interesting to see after this to see who is correct on any of this. It's kind of like sports betting. It's like, no, I guarantee they're going to win this game or this is going to happen. Who knows what actually is going to happen? I mean, we'll find out on the 7th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. The one thing I will say that would persuade me to possibly buy one is the 256 gigabyte option that they might have. That would be great.
Well,
Because
they're axing the smaller options, right? Are they doing away with some of the smaller gigabyte options?
that I don't know.
Probably. I mean, people complain about the 16 gig option a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but like, wouldn't you rather just buy an Android phone and then you could buy a 256 gigabyte
Right.
micro SD card for like $110 instead of paying like $300 for the. I'm like kind of bitter about this because I have now lost 2 iPhones, or I'm in the process of losing my second iPhone to touch disease. So I already
going
have,
Android
I
then?
already have a Moto X
Uh-oh.
Pure lined up, so
Yeah.
that's
wow.
where I'm going.
I'm not a huge fan of the Android phones. I don't know
Making
why.
the change.
I used a Dell Venue, I think it was. It was like back in the day that was like, at the time was really massive, and everyone like commented on how huge it was. And now it's like smaller than my 6 Plus.
Right.
Like everyone's like, oh my God, what's such a huge? I was like, yeah, it's like, normal size for phones. But
All
I
right.
liked Android.
Yeah.
I'm fine going back.
See,
Interesting.
there we go. I like cheap and dependable. I know I can get another one for $40.
There you
That's
go.
that's the main
Yeah.
thing I'm looking for. All right, well, there's some of the Apple iPhone 7 rumors. We've got some more stuff we're going to get to here. To move on, we are going to talk about the SpaceX explosion on the launch pad, some Twitter news, and some DT news of a big event that we're going to be having. But before we do that, let's talk about what's happening in Berlin, the biggest tech show that happens in Europe. It's IFA, which I remember last year I got in a lot of trouble because I called it IFA. It is IFA, but it's IFA. That is how you pronounce it. So IFA is going on right now, and Digital Trends has a crew on the ground over there that has been covering everything that's happening. I believe we're about 8 hours ahead, so I'm sure they're not drinking beer at all right now in a hotel room somewhere. But they have put up a lot of coverage, and we have so much stuff that's been going on over there. I really suggest going there. Digital Trends has a whole page just for it. But looking at some of the highlights, some of the things that I kind of took away from it, definitely there's some new VR news. Everybody's trying to jump into that game, including Qualcomm of all companies. Yeah, has one on display that is an untethered device that they're trying to market out there. I think that seems to be definitely the way. Yeah, right there. There's the runs on Snapdragon, and we've got a whole review. Go ahead.
I was just saying, was that a dragon on the front?
Yeah, that was a dragon on the front, which the design, kudos for that.
So nice.
Yeah,
It's a cute little dragon.
that's
It is.
classy.
It's a
That
Snapdragon.
that screams class.
Oh,
if you're
it's Snapdragon.
You're walking around. actually, that's a Snapdragon. So there's that, and there's a bunch of different companies that are clearly trying to jump into VR now. They're realizing, oh yeah, this is going to be pretty big.
Including HTC today, there are reports that HTC is working with someone to make the Vive Go wireless too and tetherless.
Yeah.
Which is a really necessary thing for VR that people were saying we wouldn't get to for like 5-10 years. That this technology wasn't going to be ready. So.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty amazing what's going on with it, and definitely it seems to be the untethered aspect is one of the main things that everybody's going for, because that's, I mean, the HTC was great, with the tethered one, it's amazing, but nobody wants to have to do that.
I've seen some pretty crazy setups at trade shows too, where like at E3 they had these things that was like a big arm, that like a fishing pole kind of that came over your head, and then it like had a tracker hanging off the front of it. So you could kind of sort of stand in this
Like always going after the carrot thing?
Yeah, exactly. And it was like that was how they were like keeping like small demo spaces. So
definitely not weird looking.
no, not at all.
Cool.
Some of the other big news coming out of there are the monitors. The monitors are that I can say I did not really expect this, but Samsung came out with a huge one, but also LG, and this is the one if you're watching right now. This is Matt Smith. Computing editor who's over there.
It looks like he's actually gotten some sleep, though.
Yeah, I know. This is weird. Yeah, I think that's just some solid editing, I'm sure, because those guys
We have a makeup team out there, too, helping him look alive.
They've got to still have jet lag.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work going through these shows. So this is Matt. They're showing off the LG one. This is a 38-inch monitor. And during the display, I guess they had 3 of them lined up together. They're curved monitors. Brad, I know you probably know a little bit more about these.
Yeah, so I got one of these maybe like a year ago. We got LG's 34-inch one, and I was like immediately in love with this thing. It's so big. You can watch movies on it, and they run in like real 21:9 ultra wide. Games are super cool because you get this huge wide field of view. Like you can multitask, you can have 2 windows side by side, and I think the 38-inch. I mean, that's like a massive. Those 34 inches are big enough to like take up a good chunk of a desk. And a 38-inch screen is like almost overkill.
I remember when I got a 32-inch TV, I was like, oh my gosh, this is huge. And then now they're just making bigger ones for computer monitors.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Right. I mean, just the idea of a 38-inch is almost too big for me. I mean, that's almost too much to have something like that. Although I guess if you can use it for multi-purpose, like watching movies as well, that would be cool because you were talking about that as well. This would be great for that. So yeah, LG coming out with 38-inch. Ashley, what do you think about this? Would you use that?
I would totally use that.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a gamer, but I would love to have that to watch movies on or like stream sports on it.
I know it's running at about $1,500. I think is what the price they're anticipating.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's. I believe that, and you can.
Steal.
You can take a look at the article that is up there, but yes, I believe that's what they was looking at for that one.
I mean, you're only looking about like $800 to $1,000 for the 34-inch one, so I think that 30-inch is a good deal.
Yeah,
Definitely.
This is another thing for me. If it's too nice, I know I'm going to break it. So I know I'm going to drop that off.
Even though it's just sitting
It's just
on the
sitting.
desk.
Even though it's sitting there, somehow that would be what would happen for me. But I would love to have it for a little while.
On a similar note, I don't know if I'm jumping the gun here, but the
Go ahead.
Predator 21X, was that on your list too?
No, go ahead and let's
So
hear about
that's
it.
Acer's laptop that they also announced, which is a 21-inch laptop with a curved screen.
Oh, wow.
It's like their gaming laptop. It's got like a full-size mechanical keyboard and 2 graphics cards in SLI. So it's like it's better than what most people have at their desk who have built like high-end enthusiast machines.
Yeah.
Plus a 21-inch laptop.
Is it a
like,
beast? It's like a
huge.
briefcase
Yeah.
you're carrying around,
Yeah,
right?
the thing is massive, and I don't even the curved screen. I was trying to look at the video the other day and figure out exactly
How that works.
But I think it's like a whole ordeal. But really cool stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why anyone would buy it ever, but like as a proof of concept, definitely neat.
That is something that Brad would be into. So attention, everyone who has monitors to send in. All right. Well, there's a lot more that's going on at IFA 2 that you can take a look at right there. I know the Samsung Gear S3 was a big topic that people were bringing up. I've seen very mixed reviews on it as far as whether or not it's an improvement over the Gear S2. That's something that I've never purchased a smartwatch. I did have a Fitbit, but side note, it got stolen. So whoever you are out there that has my Fitbit, I'm sure you're watching right now.
Or Fitbit if you want to send them a new one.
Or Fitbit if you'd like to send a new one. I would love to wear a Fitbit right here. Also, Occidental Brewing. Delicious.
With a Pilsner this crisp, you'll never be thirsty.
Oh man, that's good. Okay, they didn't pass yet. So anyway, the Gear S3, yeah, I would be interested in trying out one of those. And again, I've never really been a watch guy, but seeing what they've got over there, it's pretty fascinating where that's even going. So I don't know. Would you wear Ashley? Do you have one on? Is that a smartwatch?
Yes, I'm wearing a Garmin Vivo Active.
Okay, and how do you like it?
I love it. So I am a very active human,
Yeah.
and this tracks everything from swimming to biking, running. This watch in particular even has a golf function.
A golf? How does that work?
I have no idea. Yeah, it's see a little golfer dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This
I
is
don't
good
know.
for everybody at home. She's
She
showing
would just
a golfer
yell at me.
guy.
He's like, your swing is terrible and you should feel bad.
Yeah, that's so yeah. Anyway, it works great. I wear it all the time, and I'd be interested in checking out the Samsung Gear S3, see what's new. They keep evolving the smartwatches and wearables, like being able to track your heart rate and being able to track like everything you do basically, and then syncing it to your phone like effortlessly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm into it, so yeah, I'd want to check that out.
Okay. Well, you can read, like we said, all about everything that's going on at IFA at digitaltrends.com. Full section of coverage. Those guys are going to be there for I don't know how many more days going through everything in Berlin. So definitely check all of that out right there. Moving on to some other topics. Like I said, we've got the SpaceX thing coming up. But let's talk about something that I know, Ashley, you are excited about.
I'm so excited about this.
The NFL season is almost upon us. What is it?
my
Preseason's
gosh.
this last weekend,
Last
right?
weekend. College football starts tonight.
Yep.
Yes.
NFL starts next week.
Tomorrow.
No, next Thursday.
Next.
Yeah, a
Next
week
Thursday.
from today. Yeah, is the kickoff day. Otherwise, yeah, I haven't drafted in one of my fantasy leagues, so I hope it doesn't start
Oh,
tonight. No,
got
it starts
it.
next Thursday though.
Oh my God, what's today?
Shoot, as we all collectively panic. But yeah, football's back.
Well, one of the problems, that the NFL's had is where to watch it streaming,
Mm-hmm.
and that's been one of the big
Right.
issues. And Twitter, of all companies, I believe they outbid Amazon, Yahoo, Facebook to get this 10-game streaming package that Twitter is going to have this year. And Twitter seems like they've kind of had a down year a bit. And this, you would think, would definitely boost some numbers when it starts back up, although I haven't seen a lot of promotion for it. I feel like a lot of people have forgotten that Twitter does have this package starting next Thursday, and this 10 package of games that you can stream it on Twitter. And Ashley, what do you think about this?
I'm so excited. So
Yeah.
this is a constant conversation in my house.
Yeah.
Do we get cable?
Right.
Because right now we don't have cable, and both my fiance and I love football.
Yeah.
So we're just like stressing out. Do we need to get cable? Whatever. I think the answer is still yes, because 10 games isn't going to cut it. But
Yeah.
it's a start, right? And so being able to have somewhere else where you can stream the games is fantastic. And, see how it goes. The different teams have been tweeting about, like, I don't know, the Jets tweeted about how, like, they're making history because they're the first game, the Jets versus the Bills.
It's the only thing they're going to be able to celebrate this
Yeah,
year.
I know.
They
It's
need
pretty sad.
something, yeah.
They needed something, so Twitter did it for them. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how that works out, and then it's great for people who are wire cutters, right? Like who
Right.
don't really care about having cable or whatever.
'Cause I think
But-
you can even get like NFL Network now on other packages if you go like I think the Roku route or PlayStation View or something, which you can get Red Zone and get all
Right.
those things. So if you did want to still hold out on cable, you could go the other route. But
Yeah, but NFL Red Zone, right? That's just you just see like all the scoring plays.
Yeah,
You
you
get
just
a
see the
lot, though.
highlights.
You get like good drives, and like sometimes too, it's fun when they get like when there are 3 different drives going on
Mm-hmm.
at once, and you've got like all
All
the
3
screens are
games,
going, and
yeah.
they're like trying to find something for this. Like,
All right. Well, if
maybe
I can
there's
get
a
that
touchdown.
38-inch
Oh, yeah, there you
Samsung
go.
screen,
there you go. Yeah.
Then we got NFL Red Zone on PlayStation View. I'm all set.
I think Red Zone is tailored usually for people who like I think play fantasy football because it's just like quick hit, like you don't have like one game or there's like and they like say there's no commercials, just like from literally like 10 a.m. in the morning until 5:30 at night, like it's just football like straight, and so you're just like overloaded with all this football action. But if you want to like sit down and watch a game, are you a Niners fan then?
No. New York Giants.
Oh, okay. That's
I'm a
why
Philly
you're throwing
Eagles
shade at the
fan.
Jets.
Oh,
So-
that game is going to be on Twitter.
Yeah.
December 22nd.
Well, there we go.
Hey,
Have to put a bet on that or something.
Okay,
then.
let's do it.
Go Patriots.
Deal.
Oh,
Oh my god!
I know, right?
No, you're
How
out of
is
here.
everybody
Brad. You're out of here.
Northeast football fans in here? We're in Portland. I don't understand how this works. Although I grew up a Miami fan, so I can't really say anything.
Yeah, right. I'll go there.
All right. Well, but anyway, just the idea though of Twitter jumping into this fray. It'll be interesting to see what other how they beat them out. I still don't understand that. Why they went with Twitter over Facebook or one of these more traditional, I guess that's how you would say it, for social media outlets.
For Twitter, this is like a really important move because until now, Twitter as a structural thing, as a social media, even as a political tool, as an emergency tool, has proven itself to be really useful. But one thing they haven't been able to do well is make money.
Right.
Yeah.
And if they can get people to stop tweeting and stare at their Twitter timeline or the little box for like a couple hours and watch a game, they can really show ads. They can make real money off of ads instead of just trying to like sprinkle them into people's timelines.
well, I don't know about you guys. Like, it's also the more like widely used second screen. Like when
Twitter,
you're watching
yeah.
a game, you're probably going to be tweeting about it. You're not going to be posting on Facebook about it. So it kind of makes sense. It's in my opinion, it's a perfect match.
Right. It'd be
Yeah.
great if you could take GIFs too, since they've
Yes.
always built in GIF tools. If you could just like, oh, that was a crazy hit, and you could like
Yeah.
cut that GIF out, and
Yeah.
immediately
Oh.
tweet it out.
Hey, Twitter, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Hey, Jack. Brad's got ideas for you.
Well, that'll be starting next week, so we'll see how that goes and see if they can pull it off. 10 games that they've got throughout the NFL season, so that's a way to stream it, and it'll be free.
Yeah.
Free to stream.
We like free.
Yeah, free is always
We do
good.
like free.
So we'll see what's going on there. Moving on to this before we get to our last topic, which is something that DT is going to be doing. We have the big SpaceX news that a lot of us woke up to this morning. SpaceX has really been doing pretty well comparatively to everybody else with their rockets and the whole idea of making reusable rockets and sending these things up. And today, not so much. Today was a bit of a setback where we've got the video here.
This is
the
crazy, too. This is so
Falcon
insane.
9, and it was taking off, and it was carrying on board, I believe, a satellite that Facebook was going to be using.
Correct, yeah.
$198 million satellite.
$198
It's
million
insured.
satellite.
Oh, good.
Mark Zuckerberg.
And
said
there
it's
goes
insured.
$198 million
Oh.
right
Wait till the
there if
top
you're
falls
watching
off.
live.
This is so good, and the sound on it is crazy. I don't know if we have the sound going through the podcast, which I don't think
We
we do.
don't.
But you won't even hear it for like seconds afterwards. But the top goes and just explodes again. This was wild.
For the audio podcast, I'll drop that in right here. So
And like you don't hear it till like right now, and it is like so powerful.
Yeah.
Was it taking off though, or was this a test?
Just a test. This
Okay,
was
it was just a test.
It was
Just
going
a
to take
test,
off
that's
on
right.
Saturday. It was,
And it
Yeah.
was an
a
anomaly.
fire static anomaly is what they called it.
Yeah, Saturday was going to be the
Which
actual
the test
launch.
they were doing today, I guess, was something that they had to clear through their investors to help save a day on launches. And some of the investors, I guess, weren't happy. This is all just what I've seen out and about on the internet, on Twitter and whatnot. And then something bad happened, obviously, on this test day. So I can't imagine that's going to sit well with
No, probably
investors.
No,
And Zuckerberg's not happy. He's openly already said that too.
yeah, Zuckerberg was
Yeah.
not
I
stoked
think he's
on
in
this.
Africa right now too. Like I think he was like touring around for the launch of this big satellite
Right.
that was going to bring internet to places in Africa that were like sort of remote and to help them out. And so it's a huge hit for everybody that were involved.
Well, you can only imagine how long this sets them back, to rebuild all of that, as like just the payload, just that satellite, $198 million satellite. I'm
Yeah.
sure it takes a bit of time to put together.
A little bit.
But yeah, they have come out and said that with space missions, even the most advanced simulations cannot replace learning by doing. Given the multitude of variables involved and the importance of learning from experience, the explosion will not change the long-term goals of SpaceX. I mean, that helps when you have $18,000 billion, whatever it would work out to be. That's technical terms, but yeah, I mean that's a pretty big setback. I'm curious what Jeff Bezos is thinking about this, after seeing
Right?
that.
Did he like fist pump when it happened? And then he was like sent out like, "I'm sorry to see that, Elon Musk."
Yeah,
Tweet right afterwards,
LOL.
Yeah.
Or something. But no, it's definitely something because the whole idea of what they're doing, and they have a partnership with NASA as well to start bringing this out. It's a great thing, but this proves how hard it is to send stuff into space. I think a lot of people seem to have kind of taken it for granted.
Mm-hmm.
And you just never know. And they
Yeah.
have, like you said at the beginning, they have a long streak of wins where they're like
Yeah.
they're launching rockets and landing them again and
Yeah, I
launching
think
them.
last year was maybe June or July of last year. I think they had an explosion.
Oh yeah, on the actual like after it launched, it exploded.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, that's a pretty great success rate. But it's going to be a little while before this is all ironed out and evened out. To
Which
where
I don't
we're
even think
doing
this
it.
was one of the reused ones because they just announced the other day that they were going to use one of the reused ones to
Yeah.
launch a satellite soon. This wasn't that one, so
No.
this was just some, like Brad said, an anomaly.
Yeah.
Scientific term for
anomaly.
explosion. An
Scientific anomaly.
Yeah.
It's chaos. There we
Well,
go.
fun video to watch though. I mean,
It is, yeah,
it's
yeah.
insane.
Nobody was hurt. Just again,
Right,
no one
yeah,
was
nobody
hurt.
was
There
on
was
the
nobody on
launch
that
pad.
thing. So if you're listening via podcast, you can go to digitaltrends.com and watch that video. You definitely want to. All right. Before we wrap up today, I know we should talk about an awesome event that
TechPop.
Digital Trend.
TechPop.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
going to be having next
Let's
week.
pop
Now,
those tech bubbles,
this
right?
one's going to be here in Thursday or here in Portland, and it is next Thursday the 8th. Thursday the 8th. Ashley, can you tell us about TechPop?
Yeah, absolutely. So our whole thing at Digital Trends is that we get access to this really cool technology and then we get to write about it and share about it online. Well, we wanted to take that to the next level and actually share it physically with people. And so how do we do that? We put on an event and we put it in their hands, literally. So we've had a couple of events prior, and we've been showcasing various VR systems, drones, 3D printers. We got such a huge reaction to some of the drones at our last event that we decided we needed to do one outdoors where we could fly these things around
Yeah.
and really show people what they're capable of. So this event happening Thursday the 8th from 6 to 9 is going to be on the rooftop of the Hotel Deluxe parking garage. It is
Portland, Oregon.
free in Portland, Oregon.
Yep.
It is free. There's going to be food provided by a couple of local food truck companies, Koi Fusion and Slick's Big Time Barbecue. We've got music from Ezra from Case of Bass. And then, yeah, we've got a couple of different guys coming in to join our drone experts, including Rick Stella and Bill Roberson.
Yes. So what are you
so-
guys going to be doing? You'll just kind of be talking about them and
Bill will be flying drones. I think I'm going to be talking about them.
Yeah.
Telling people, yes, those are in fact just RC helicopters, but for adults. And a little bit more about how they work and whatnot. And Brad's going to help out as well, too.
Yeah, Brad's going to be there.
Running VR demos and HTC Vive demos. So
Which was a
yeah.
Nice.
hit last time, right?
So
Yeah.
you get to go out, you get to fly a drone, you get to try the HTC Vive
For free.
Faux free.
For
for
free.
free
Yeah.
to show up
just
there.
quick correction. You don't get to fly the drone.
Right. You get to watch the
you
drone
get to
being
watch
flown.
the drone
You get to
being flown.
watch. I should clarify that.
But if you
get
put
to
on a
watch the drone
VR
being flown.
headset,
Yes, then
and
you
there's a
are
drone
Right.
flying one, you can fly a fake drone.
Yes.
Totally.
But that there isn't a drone flying one, is there?
It's being asked in the live chat. Will there be free wine again?
Absolutely.
There will be
and,
free wine.
and beer.
And
wine
beer.
and beer. You get to watch drones being flown, and you get to try the HTC Vive, and all kinds of different things. That are
Come
gonna be
meet
there.
the writers.
You do have to register.
And how do you register?
Techpop.com.
Techpop.com.
Super easy.
That is where you can go register. So go there and do that. It is going to be a really, really fun event. So techpop.com. And I assume there's probably going to be more of these in the future at some point.
Yes.
But right now, this is the one to go to.
Absolutely.
So wherever
Drone
you're doing,
show.
make your travel plans to get to Portland
Yeah.
for next week. Fly in now. So that's techpop.com. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And also want to say thank you to the DT crew over in Berlin right now for IFA. I believe we have some live footage, live picture
Yes.
there of two of the of Drew and Caleb.
Those look like our longtime listeners too, Drew
They
and
do.
Caleb.
Long
They
time
look
listen-
really
very
similar. Yeah.
Very similar to them. But
I like Drew's beer. That's like a
That's-
34-ounce beer or something.
That is
That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, you got to prep for these kinds of things, and you're in Germany. It's part of the
Right,
culture. You
exactly.
have to do it,
You have to do that.
which is
yeah.
why we've been drinking
Yes.
delicious Occidental beer this entire time. Occidental, we need a sponsorship. All right, so thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for joining this. This has been awesome. Don't forget, you can tune in via audio as well. You can listen to the podcast at iTunes or Stitcher, wherever you find podcasts. You can get it there. So tell your friends about that. And we are live on YouTube every Thursday at 2:30 p.m. And tomorrow we'll be live Friday at 2 p.m. for Between the Streams, another show about entertainment right here at digitaltrends.com. Thanks so much. We'll be back next week with another episode.